So everybody was in. How long did you live in Hong Kong, Dr. Samantha?
28 years.
Wow.
Okay. My parents were there for.
Yes, I was there for about 30
years,
years, I think.
Okay, and how? Why did you decide to leave Sri Lanka? Was that like a personal decision, or
No, it was my father.
Oh, he was
His
working.
work, yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. So you started cooking Sri Lankan food over there. So
Yes.
tell us about that. How was the reaction from? You said the Thai food is very famous.
That's right.
So how did you get people to flavor Sri Lankan food out there? How was that journey? Tell us a little bit about that.
About the Thai food.
About Sri Lankan food and how you promoted it there.
Okay, right. In England, it was like, with the family, friends.
Okay.
And of course, with work you get acquainted with different nationalities.
Right.
And they, of course, you invite them, and then all they want is Sri Lankan food.
Yes.
Because they know that a lot of spices come from this our beautiful country.
Yes.
And then of course you tell them all about it, and some people fear the spices thinking
I'm sure the white folk are like,
yes. But some people are quite happy,
Yeah.
I think when they say spicy food, some people they think it's hot.
Yeah.
Heat, not heat hot, but spicy hot.
Yeah, okay.
So what you have to do is just tone it down and
Yes,
make it
indeed.
palatable for everybody.
Yes.
So it goes on from there.
Okay.
It is one of those things that grows in you, I think, just
Yes.
like anything else.
I have a very good experience on that. There was a American friend of mine, a Caucasian, obviously, white and blonde, and he was traveling from India to Sri Lanka once, and then he had to eat Indian food and then Sri Lankan food. So he was in a spicy role. And one of the interesting comments that he had made on Facebook is that if you think Indian food is spicy, come down to Sri Lanka. which was very funny at that time, because I was also with another an Indian friend. So we were arguing about who has the hottest food. So it's quite interesting. And I'm personally obviously every Sri Lankan out there is a fan of Sri Lankan food, but I'm personally a fan of traditional Sri Lankan food. So I'm really glad that you're doing this venture out there to
Yes.
promote Sri Lankan food and spicy food out there. So it's very exciting. When exactly did you decide to start a career out of this?
It was not meant to be a career, but
So it just gradually
it just
like
grew, and then I sort of that's the only thing I did actually, cooking.
You just took one thing that you like and you did it for the entire recipe life, which is a good thing.
And as a career, I enjoyed doing what I did. There are some careers you do it because you have to
do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas when it happened to me, I really loved doing it.
Yes, that's amazing. I mean, it's very rare to find people who are actually doing what they love to do.
Yes.
Dr. Samantha, I'm sure you agree with that.
Yes, I certainly do.
Tell us a bit about how you contribute to your mum.
Well, when I was small, obviously I contributed by giving all my friends my food.
That's an interesting story. I'm going to tell my family members as well.
But yeah, no, I used to, my father and I, we used to criticise my mother now and then about her food, if it wasn't up to scratch, which was very rare. But later on, I used to go and assist her in her classes. I
Okay.
used to go and help her, be her sous chef.
Nice.
Yes, so I learned, when I was smaller, I'd just go and watch the classes when I could. And then after the lesson, everyone gets to eat. That was the best bit.
Where is this class? I want to join it now. Okay, so I heard that Mrs. Indraja Sekara has a very famous class in Town Gas Cooking Centre.
Yes,
Tell us a bit about that.
She's been teaching for about 40 years in Hong Kong,
Wow.
over 40 years, both at the YWCA and the Town Gas Cookery
Okay.
Centre, also known as the Hong Kong and China Gas
Okay.
Company. And essentially she hadn't been teaching there for a while, and after a few years she went back, I think it was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
She went back. And suddenly her class was inundated with students
Wow.
saying, "Where have you been?"
You've been waiting for 2 years.
Well, longer, I think.
That's
Some of them
amazing.
had, and local Chinese people as well.
Okay.
Whereas before, in the sort of 70s, it was mostly expats that
Oh,
were
right.
very
Yeah,
interested
yeah,
in
yeah.
South Asian cookery. But as time went on, a lot of the Chinese people have developed their palate, because some of the Chinese food, like Sichuan, is quite spicy.
Yes.
So some Chinese people love spicy food, you know, and they used to love eating her food, and I often get to hear about it.
All right. What is your favorite dish which your mother has cooked so far?
It's a tie between biryani and prawn curry.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's very interesting because biryani is Indian.
Yeah, I
Suddenly
know,
it
but
comes
she
to
does this Sri Lankan version, which is
version
very
of
nice.
biryani.
But, yeah,
Nice.
prawn curry, and also the other one, the prawn seldala.
Okay.
Yes, that's very nice too.
Nice. Interesting. What's your favorite dish of yours? Of your own?
My own. Well, usually I like vegetarian.
Okay.
Like you know, the local vegetables, pumpkin, then bitter gourd. You know, the
You like bitter gourd? I'm
very
sure
much so.
The youngsters out there must be like cringing right now. Bitter gourd. Oh no.
It is
But there are
lovely.
very interesting ways of actually cooking bitter gourd.
Cooking,
I've,
yes, it's a
read
very
bit about
healthy vegetable too.
it. Okay.
And things like what do you call the gotukula,
Yes.
you know, the leaves. You
Yes.
get different types of leaves. Actually, there are so many types of leaves that I'm still getting used to.
Okay.
Yes, because you know, when people from the village comes, they say this is good for you, that is good for you.
Okay.
Yes, recently I was introduced to a leaf called gona kola.
Gona kola.
Yes, which is supposed to
about
be yes, I've never heard of
Yeah.
it. It was just last week, and I was intrigued by that.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, it was a lovely, like, you know, you normally make gotu kola, but you know, this sort of leaf is really very interesting.
Nice.
Yes,
So
and
you learn while you work.
of course, yes.
That's also very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, because in a career like yours, obviously there must
Yeah.
be some a variety of people, fans out there who'd come and give you feedback about different things,
Yes.
different aspects of what they want you to cook. So
That's right.
that's interesting. So okay, this is a question that we ask from every chef who come to the show. If you had to eat one dish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well,
Think very hard. Tell me.
it is not very hard actually. I like dal very much.
You like?
Dal.
Dal.
Paripu.
Let's eat paripu for the rest of our lives. Let's just keep eating paripu.
Yes, you
That's
can
so
make
true.
sandwiches. You can make.
Not just one dish, just
Yes.
one dish.
No, you can make paripu sandwiches as well.
Paripu sandwiches.
Yeah, you make it sort of like very dry.
Okay.
And then one of my students who said she did it. And
Wow, interesting.
So
Let's
it's-
eat paripu for the rest of our lives, people.
why not?
Dr. Samantha, what is your answer for that? Although you're not a chef of that sort. But
No, no, no. I'm microbiologist. Well, I still like that prawn curry.
Okay, for the rest of your life, you want
I'm
to eat
not
prawn.
sure.
Exactly my point.
I'm
All
not
right.
sure. One dish. It's very hard.
Yeah, but paripu, I'm sure lots of people like paripu. You can eat paripu all day, all night. And
A
you
lot
won't
of
get sick.
children like it too, don't
Yes.
they?
And I hardly find anyone who doesn't like it
I quite
Yeah.
like beans.
for the rest of your lives.
Yeah, beans.
Beans.
Sri Lankan butter bean curry.
On that note, we have a slideshow ready of few pictures that you have sent to us. So let's check it out. Oh, what is this, Mrs. Rajasekara? Can you tell us what this is about?
It's
Can you see that?
It's one of the classes, isn't it?
Long time ago, I guess.
Yes.
Dr. Samantha, can you have
Yeah,
that?
that's one of the classes
The
in.
first picture was taken in our apartment in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And this picture was taken with a friend of mine, my mother's, called Christine, in her kitchen. And that's my mother teaching some of her students.
Was this, how long ago was this?
Probably in the
This
1980s.
about
Okay.
10, 12 years ago.
Okay.
maybe longer.
Some of them, not all of them.
So you've been teaching from exactly 1980.
something.
Something.
Yes, yes.
1970.
Yes,
70
but
something.
earlier it was
71.
all sort of like,
Wow. That's
you know,
40 years.
yes, that was more like social cooking, you
Yes.
know, earlier
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Because when I started in a serious way, it was in the
All right.
early 80s, yes.
Nice, interesting.
Mm.
Can you tell us a little bit about, both of you can talk. Can you tell us about your collective support to each other when it comes to Mrs. Indra Jayasekare's cooking? How did you contribute? How do you contribute to it right now for her classes? As a teacher, you said that you are her sous chef. So
No, only now and again when she goes to Hong Kong.
Right, okay.
Well, I basically prepare the classes.
Okay.
I help go shopping. I help cut up vegetables. I put everything in pretty little bowls.
okay,
I just sort of act as a general support.
right.
Sometimes when students ask me questions, I get a bit scared. And
I'm sure your
when
mother's
I
helping
was
out.
growing up, lots of people used to ring me up in the middle of the night with very dramatic questions, you know.
Like,
Lemongrass, which end of the lemongrass to use?
oh my gosh, are you serious?
How much ginger to put in the...
Let me ask my mom.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. On that note, we should go for a very short commercial break. We have Ms. Indra Jayasekara and her daughter, her lovely daughter, after the break as well. So don't go away.